What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now, the 2021 Survivor Series is almost here, and while the WWE has done a half-baked job trying to hype it, fans will still want to know who will emerge victorious in the battle for brand supremacy, even though no one cares. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at all the winners and losers of 2021 Survivor Series pay-per-view. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, first we looks at Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura taking on US Champion Damien Priest. Now, this match looks to be the best bout on paper, as both Priest and Shinsuke have shown they're two of the WWE's best technical workers. Nakamura, who's been wrestling since 2002, should be able to help the already capable Archer of Infamy elevate his game even further, helping the US Champion look even better. The WWE's been big on pushing Priest ever since his Raw debut, and while Shinsuke has been enjoying a good push on Smackdown, Priest will benefit more with a win than Nakamura would. In Nakamura's case, he seems stuck in the upper card, which is still an improvement since his days mid in the mid card, with little chance of making it to the main event. Sure, fans and wrestling greats like Kurt Angle will tell you that the King of Strong Style belongs on another level, but that doesn't seem like it's gonna change. Regardless, the WWE should use this match to remind fans, as well as its critics, that it has some of the best wrestlers in the world today. That could help the WWE with the perception that the company is living off its reputation as opposed to putting on high quality matches. But the problem is that there's no telling how much time WWE will give both men to wrestle, which could make for a disappointingly short encounter. The last few years have seen the WWE shortchange the Interbrand Tag Team Champion bout, so let's hope that this one goes at least 20 minutes. But our final prediction, Damien Priest wins the match. Next up, it's the Raw Tag Team Champions RK-Bro take on Smackdown Tag Team Champions the Usos. Now, this battle features one of the WWE's most experienced teams against one of its unlikeliest. This should be a fantastic tag match with plenty of double team spots, high flying spots, and no holds barred brutality, as the Usos will do their best to keep up with Randy Orton's appetite for destruction. Unlike Biggie vs Roman Reigns, this one should be even more exciting, as the Usos have not been presented as invulnerable like the Tribal Chief. Look for there to be dissension between RK-Bro, as Riddle costs Randy a good spot, and the Usos stealing the win. Maybe this will be the place where RK-Bro finally break up. But our final prediction, the Usos win. Next up, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch takes on SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Wrestling often features matches built around the idea that competitors can't stand each other and that their bout is personal. Essentially, that was one of the biggest ways to sell a match back in the days when kayfabe was king. However, in a world where most fans know matches are choreographed and predetermined, the WWE somehow thinks that it can interest fans in the math that they think Lynch and Flair hate each other's guts when the cameras aren't rolling. Now, this isn't the first time the WWE has tried this with Lynch, as it tried to get the fans to think that Ronda Rousey was looking to shoot on Lynch in the ring. Things worked somewhat well, as the WWE created some exciting encounters on screen and in social media. Also, Rousey's background as a UFC champion certainly helped as well. Here, the WWE is failing because work shoots are difficult to pull off and they require subtlety, while the WWE is yet to show it can pull it off. Looking at the WWE's presentation, it's clear that the promotion has gone overboard, with both women criticizing each other in the media and social media, as well as the WWE planting stories of behind-the-scenes confrontations. By now, few people believe this is an actual case of Lynch and Flair hating each other. They may no longer be best friends, but the WWE has overplayed its hand. The problem isn't that Becky Lynch and Charlotte can't work a great match. The problem is that fans are tired of seeing Charlotte Flair at the top, and no matter how the WWE tries to book this as a real-life encounter, it won't increase the fans' interest. While both women are portraying heels, you can bet on Becky being cheered and Charlotte being booed as they wait to see big-time Bex get the win, something which we think will happen. Our final prediction, Becky Lynch wins the match. Next up, it's the Women's Survivor match, as Team Raw, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Zelina take on Team Smackdown as Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi Blackheart, Natalya, and a mystery member. Now, while fans don't know who the fifth member of Team Smackdown is, count on finding out this Friday. The sad thing about this match is that it shows just how many talented workers there are on the women's undercard, but they rarely get used. You can count on all 10 women putting on a good show in order to get the WWE's attention. Don't be surprised to see the WWE go with its usual team of both teams struggling to stay on the same page due to the rivalries amongst them. Carmella and Queen Zelina may end up happier seeing Liv Morgan lose than seeing their team win. Likewise with Shotzi and Sasha Banks on Team Smackdown, as Shotzi may sabotage the boss during a time in the match. Looking at this tension, we feel that there's less wrestlers looking to hurt each other on the Blue Brand's women's team, which means Team Smackdown will win this bout. Like all Survivor Series teams matches, expect to see some standout performances as the WWE shines the spotlight on whomever it feels is deserving of a push, even if it's a short-lived one. Our prediction, Team Smackdown wins the match. Next up, it's the men's Survivor Series team match as Team Raw of Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory take on Team Smackdown of Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Happy Corbin and a mystery man. Like most of these year's matches, this encounter has had zero build-up, and the only intrigue is why Adam Pearce has been making so many changes to both Raw and SmackDown's teams. As we noted in our Survivor Series news and rumors video, Pearce's changes make zero sense, and they're so illogical that some believe Pearce has become a heel authority figure. If so, this match could be more intriguing as it launches our storyline on Raw. Like all matches on the card, there are plenty of talented workers wrestling, so expect an entertaining match, even though it hasn't had any build-up whatsoever on both Raw and SmackDown. It's a sad day in Titanland when the WWE can't even book a week of Team Raw attacking Team SmackDown or vice versa. Considering how Adam Pearce seems to be loading Team Raw up on talent, one interesting scenario would be for Pearce to have a fifth wrestler on Team SmackDown be a mid-card talent, making it obvious he's stacking the deck against the Blue Brand. We feel that the Red Brand will take the win here. The WWE's plans for Austin Theory, which seem to be big based on his push so far, should be evident from his performance in this bout. Our final prediction, Team Raw gets the win. And finally, it's the main event as WWE Champion Big E takes on Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Now, on paper, this is a great match as Roman Reigns has perfected his heel act, while Big E has come into his own as a single superstar, climbing the top of the WWE mountain with both his Money in the Bank win and his WWE Championship reign. Regrettably, there's no doubt who's going to come out on top as the WWE continues to push Roman Reigns as an unstoppable monster. There's something to be said for the journey being as entertaining as the destination, but as fans have seen the same journey to the same destination far too many times, i.e. ref bumps, interference from the Usos, and low blows as the head of the table travels to an inevitable win. The WWE needs to think outside the box when it books this one, as Roman Reigns' act is beginning to grow a little stale. While they seem to be going with Brock Lesnar challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, there may be more money in a Big E vs Roman program if the WWE books things right, and by booking things right, we mean Big E scores the pinfall win, as this is a non-title match. WWE could also add to a big night as Brock Lesnar makes his return from his suspension, taking out everyone and having security come and get him. What else could end Survivor Series in a satisfying way? While they seem to be leaning towards Roman vs Brock at WrestleMania 38, Roman vs Big E could also be even bigger, particularly if Big E becomes the first man to pin Roman since he became Universal Champion. Regrettably, this seems unlikely to happen, and while the WWE could go for a finish where Reigns gets himself DQ'd to avoid certain defeat, they've invested too much in him for any type of uncertain outcome at an event this big. Expect to see Big E count the lights for Reigns much like everyone before him. If by some miracle Big E does win, that could indicate an even bigger push for the New Day's latest singles champion. But our final prediction, Roman Reigns wins the bout. But there you have it folks, all the winners and losers of the Survivor Series 2021 pay-per-view. What are your guys' predictions? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.